What is up, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of the JNSV Lee Sports Stop. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel, and the man to my right, the wingman himself, Mr. Justin Fiorillio. Justin, how are we feeling today? Been a few weeks,
Yeah.
life,
It's
work, all that other stuff has been holding both of us up in some ways,
yeah,
ready
man. It's
to get things back, but plenty of stuff to talk about. Phillies are doing great. We're on the cusp of the All-Star game.
I know. I know.
There's a lot. There's a lot we can talk about, and we're going to get into all of that in just a minute, my friends. And as we kick off every show here on the South Florida Tribune, and it is brought to you by our good friends over at Fight Wax.
Fight Wax. Yes, let's go.
Ultimate skincare and defense helps treats cuts, swelling, scrapes, and abrasions, rejuvenates and restores stress. Skin customers have used for soreness, stiffness, and recovery, designed for athletes of all active lifestyles. Provides an ultra silky, non-greasy feel, deep hydration for everyday skin care. Help fight dry skin. Customers have used for skin disorders such as psoriasis and eczema. And if you head over to the website, make sure you use that code SFT15FW and save 15% off your order at Fight Wax. Got to get the soap soon, guys. That's the soap is due. Oh, I don't care what anyone says.
If you're using any other soap other than Fight Wax,
well, I mean, I'm not saying that. Like, listen,
I'm giving them strong endorsement.
We all listen. When it comes to what we put on our bodies, some people are very picky. So I'm not going to. I would say try it, especially if you're an active person. Helps. If you're doing, wrestling, jujitsu, MMA, stuff like that. When you have that potential for staph, MRSA, stuff like that, you have to be very, very careful of that. I think that's something that would help with that. But that's just me. We got a lot of Philly stuff to talk about. I want to kick this one off because he's knocking on the door again. Kyle Schwaber is right now on pace for 61 home runs, right?
Unbelievable.
So, we all know. So what I'm going to pose to you is we've had a lot of fun power hitters in Philadelphia. I know you're very partial to one Ryan Howard. I think we all are. I think I'm a little partial to Mike Schmidt.
Right.
We've seen other good power hitters come and go during that. I think Pete Incaviglia was a guy I think was in that Kyle Schwaber-esque type of situation.
Right.
Where he had tremendous, power with the ball, but he would also strike out a lot. As we say that he's on pace for 61, he's already gotten like a $120, $120 plus in strikeouts already as well. So, but I want to ask you, do you feel like he's the best power hitter to ever play for the Phillies?
Now he's in the discussion. I thought, I definitely, with the names of Mike Schmidt and Ryan Howard, I would never think so. But certainly the most recent Kyle Schwaber we've been seeing is worthy of being in that discussion, I think. I mean, you just put up the number, 61 home runs. That's
he's on pace for at this moment.
Well, yeah.
What are you, 29?
So what would the numbers have to be for that pace have to like pan out to get to there?
So, I mean, he normally goes on a run after the All-Star break anyways. So
yeah. Well, listen, man, it's impressive either way. It's just incredible. But what's funny is he just signed that contract. I was last year, or whatever, with us, and he's going to be around presumably with health, barring and all that, still for a few more years. And I think by that point, Steve, it won't be just in a discussion. I think he probably will be if he keeps up at this pace.
I think him and Bryce will both hit 500.
Well, yeah, you can't forget about Bryce. Yeah, but Schwarber's just
in a Phillies uniform. I think they both will hit 500 home runs in a Philadelphia Phillies uniform. So I'm gonna get that out of the way right now. All right, but wow. I mean, we had a fun weekend for Phillies baseball, man. Fun weekend, right? because Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwaber, as we were talking about them, were on a tear. Now,
Oh yeah.
Schwarber now had another game where he hit 3 home runs, but
Oh yeah. What do they have, like 50? They have like 15-2 that game, or 15 to something. They killed the team.
I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
but Bryce hit the cycle, and then the next day he was 1 hit short. He was 1 hit short. So I'm gonna listen. Kyle, you saw the list. He's on a list of a rare group of guys,
Right.
who have those multi home run streak games and things of that nature. But
Right.
I think he is the best power hitter. I think they had a great week, and I was glad to see Bryce get the cycle and see him getting back to his ways. But we got another question mark, man, because this freaking team and the injuries and all of that, because Aldous Garcia was brought in to replace Nick Castellanos, and he had a season-ending injury on his torn right lat. Right.
Well, it's not good for him and not good for Castellanos either right now. So
Castellanos don't got a team right now. If memory serves me, right?
yeah, but then this team maybe it wasn't actually a bad thing. It might have been a good thing. They just they played that game in Philly, and then they just said just stay there, and they got rid of. But
yeah, they dropped him after us. That's what I said.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, damn. I mean, I hope he gets better. But that really is unfortunate.
Yeah. So now you got a whole right field again.
Oh man, I tell you. Well, listen, I'm not trying to get off subject, but I'm just thinking randomly here. Like, I just hope a lot of positive things going on right now with the Phillies, and I just want this to finally carry into like October, and just I want this to be finally the year that we just can make a run. And 2022, man, felt like I don't want that to be the peak of this like kind of core of this team, like I don't want that run to be like, unfortunately, I hate to make a metaphor here, like the 04 like Eagles, kind of like that team, that era, like that was their kind of like, people wear those NFC Championship shirts and hats with pride, like you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to be the case for the Phillies. I want them to get the job done somehow, and if it's not this year, they got to figure out ways. Dombrowski got to make moves.
They gotta make a slam dunk at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Your farm system is damn near barren anyway. Unload it. Go all the fuck, all the F in, because we already know this is probably going to be the last season for a while. Why not?
I agree. Do it. Just do it.
We are on the cusp of a strike.
Giannis and Antetokounmpo about to get traded tomorrow.
You're about winning a championship. Go all in right now. Go all in. In. Because I think you're going to wind up having a draft in a few years that's going to be a better draft, not because of the changes that they're trying to implement that were absolutely horrendous. In my opinion, you're basically going to gut the amateur system, in my opinion, when those proposals that they've levied. But this is probably going to be the last season we're going to see in probably a year, maybe 2, right?
Right.
I think next season's a foregone conclusion. They're not gonna get anywhere next year. In my heart, I don't see it. Hopefully, it won't be more than a season. But
go all in this year, man. Just go all in.
Like,
put all the chips in, man.
Whoever it happens to be, get yourself a starting pitcher. Unload Aaron Nola somewhere. It's done. He was molded the next Cole Hamels. He was never going to be that. He's not going to live up to those expectations here. I think he's due for a scenery change. Send him somewhere. I've already said, me and you talked about it a few weeks ago. I said package him up with a deal and send him to go give us Mike Trout.
Yes, Mike Trout, please bring him to Philly.
I mean, listen, it's fool's gold to think that's going to happen. I don't think that's a real possibility. But love to bring the Philly native back home.
Yeah, and he's never going to get the job done
And
out there.
not just that, just have him retire as a Philly. Give him a chance with a team that is set up to win. I mean, it's the question really is the money thing. That's the real thing.
Yeah, because I always thought to myself, like financially, like in everyone's
That's
contract.
probably the only real obstacle. But I think when you give them a contract, like when you give them like an Aaron Nola contract, right?
Right.
That helps alleviate some of it. The only way I think it happens is if the Phillies overpay and they also get the Angels to eat some of the contract. Is the only way that happens. And I don't think a lot of teams are going to want to do that on the cusp of a strike.
Right.
So.
And I mean, look, you just.
But I mean, there's other pieces out there. Was that guy that had those 3 home run saving catches for the Angels? What was it? Was it Joe Attell or whatever it was earlier in the season? Bring somebody like him in here. I mean, I'm not sure what his bat is, but I know his glove's good.
Well, hell, yeah, bring him in. Like I said, what he really got to lose, just
But when you lose Garcia, and then obviously the Crawford project didn't play out, and like I said, we have a barren farm system. If you ask me, there's about like 3 or 4 guys that are probably a year or so away from Major League Baseball, and that could be stars. But there's also in between that like guys that can help you win now. There's nobody.
Yeah.
There's nobody they can trust. At least. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not watching every triple A or double A game, so I could be wrong. But
I'll give you a trade offer. Ready? How's this? Straight up, Aaron Nola for Shohei Ohtani.
He's only considered the best player in baseball right now. I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, Aaron Nola, you're right. Yeah.
No. Yeah. But one thing you can say is the temperature where we were now from where we were 2 months ago is a complete turnaround. It's a complete turnaround.
Well, that's credit to you, Steve. You are the voice behind the hiring of Mattingly. Like promoting him up to manager. That was you for months. Remember on the show?
Listen. I told him to get him in house from the get-go just because you didn't know what was going to happen with Thompson. I already said it. And
some of my first memories of this damn show were you saying bringing Matt. I remember it. Yeah.
So I mean, listen.
And listen,
I may have championed it, but they're responding. They're playing better baseball. They're the team that looks like it, and we already know what it is because we're already there, Justin. We're already getting the comparison. Hey guys, do you know this year's team has the same records as when we won the World Series in '80 and 2008? It's that time of year, Justin.
Well, basically, yeah. Well, it wouldn't be a Philly season without the starting here, going up here, and then the eventual going down there.
Here's the thing. We're 6. Well, I think we're 6.5 games out of first right now. I think we have either the first or the second wild card spot if the playoffs started today. We're in a better spot now than we were, 2 months ago. Credit to Madden, credit to the players on on the field, grinding, doing their thing. They're almost at the halfway point now, right?
Baseball's such a unique sport, man, because it's 162, right? 160 or 82. 100.
It is 162 games.
162 games. Yeah.
You got to think. You got to add almost another 30 for if you want to win the World Series or something like that.
I mean, you're damn near playing every day, every other day at least. Like it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, baseball is unique, but I remember. Do they still do this in the MLB? Well, they had those 1-game wild card games. Like, remember a few years ago, or do they still do that? Like, where there's like elimination? That was crazy.
But you have to remember, like for the longest time, baseball would have teams that would have like over 90 wins. and they would just never they wouldn't get in because they would be in a division where like the New York Yankees are winning 10 games, and then teams like the Red Sox who they won 95 games.
Let me ask you a question.
What's that?
What do you think it would be like, just hypothetically, if the MLB adopted the NFL's philosophy and there were 17 Major League Baseball games? Like that would be so crazy in the sense of imagine how like the I don't know it or okay, maybe like 10 not 17, like 20 games or something for baseball or something. I don't know, but like get it down to like what would that change, you think, or if anything?
I would like to see him cut it down to 100 games.
Well, no, it's 100 right now. It's 162 games, but I'm saying, can you just imagine? I'm almost playing like a fun little silly hypothetical. If they
Yeah.
had a 17 game season, so like the Phillies record would be like an NFL record. Like you get 17 regular season, and then what's up?
Yeah, no, I mean because that's not even a month in baseball terms. You know what I mean? Not even a month.
Yeah, and that's what I guess.
I've seen some people say that they should cut it down to 100 games.
Well, yeah, if we want to be realistically, that was just silly. But realistically, like, what would you do a cut at all? And if so, would it be to 100 games?
I'm not the one to talk to about that. I mean,
But
really, like you got to
so-
if you want to talk about reducing the number of games and how that would look and things of that nature, you would have to talk to the baseball players.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't think they should.
Like the conversation me and you were having is a conversation that the player reps and union reps for Major League Baseball and the players union all should be having. But no, we're over here in the Common Sense Committee here on the South Florida Tribune, and we have real conversations, not just some nonsense, But I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well, actually, yeah, we'll just move off it. But I don't think they should, because then you're going to ruin all the stats of like his.
Yeah, because that's the other
records.
thing. Because then some stats become unreachable now.
Yeah. So I like that. Yeah, but whatever. All
It
right.
changes a lot, but I mean, you got to do something. You got to figure something out, but I don't know. I don't know if reducing the number of games is going to help anyone in that one. And this is one of the things you were talking about is kind of like the ebb and flows of what baseball season looks like. We had a crazy stat going on in baseball this year, right?
Mm.
You had 3 different teams with 3 10-game losing streaks.
Wow.
The Phillies, the Mets, and the Cubs, right?
Wow.
And it's crazy that 9 times out of 10 when you see those type of things, those teams are nowhere near playoff contention.
Yeah.
Imagine
the Phillies win the World Series this year, and we say, "Yeah, we lost 10 games in a row one time."
and then turned it around and wound up winning the whole damn thing.
Yeah, and that's the good part of baseball. Imagine losing 10 games in a row and winning the Super Bowl. In the NFL, you can't.
You can't do it because it's only a 18-game season at this point in time.
Yeah.
Can't lose 10 and still get in. 10 losses meaning you're probably one of the top bottom or top the bottom 5 team in the leagues that'll probably get one of the top 10 picks in the upcoming draft. That's what that means.
Yeah. Yeah, damn right.
And we were talking about Schwaber, and if he's the best power hitter in to play for Philadelphia, but look at his numbers over the last 2 years compared to this is half of this season and all of last season. Kyle Schwaber has more than, as you mentioned, Shohei Ohtani, the other real power threat as far as home run hitters in baseball, in my opinion, Aaron Judge. Obviously, Cal's in there, with his amazing season last year. Juan Soto's on there. So I mentioned Philly, but let's talk about baseball. Is Kyle Schwaber the best pure power hitter in baseball at this point in time? Like,
Well,
I think
that
the only one that can
stat was
compete with him is Aaron Judge, in my opinion.
so
That's you can bring in Juan Soto if you want, but I just don't
yeah.
think that. I think he has that power, but like he doesn't. He's not the guy that like I'm not worried every time that he's going to take me deep.
Yeah.
Juan Soto kind of he's like he sprays the field. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I know what you mean. So this is kind of a really delicate question in some sense because it's like there's a lot of variables to it. Because it's like, is he the best? The question is he the best like power hitter in baseball right now? Right.
I mean, you still got what was it the kid Alvarez down in
Yeah.
that
It's
plays for the Astros. He can scorch a ball. He can scorch a ball, dude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well, first off, that stat you showed me, the numbers would technically say like that number says yes, he is. He has like
But
the most home
literally,
runs.
that's the half of the season and all of last season. That's just since
Yeah.
since 2025, right? That's
Yeah.
just since then.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
He has the most home runs during
yeah.
that time.
And listen, if you're like a baseball purist where it's like most home runs count most to me, then he is the guy, of course. But when I say variables, it's like, okay, well, how many like you got to look at walk percentages of like the other guys at the top, like how many like situations of their teams and games where they're like needing to hit like needing to power hit versus just get on base first, things like that. It's like there's a lot of variables to it, and it's like also then you think like the talent of it. Is he the best right now? Because well, you know, give you an example like Saquon Barkley's probably better than it's close, but he's probably better than Jonathan Taylor, right? But Jonathan Taylor had a better season last year than Saquon Barkley. So is Kyle Schwarber?
I think the stats wise would say Jonathan Taylor is better than Saquon
Oh
Barkley.
boy, oh no.
No, I think I have that somewhere. I promise you.
Well,
No,
I
we're gonna
just
get that. We'll come back to that one. We're gonna come
okay.
back to
That's
that.
a now we got another debate. Yeah, but I think the point I'm trying to make is like is Kyle Schwarber um is he the best, which he might be, or like is he the most talented? Like who would you pick Aaron Judge over Kyle Schwarber? Would you pick
Like I said, I think the
Shohei
only
Ohtani?
real
Would you pick
debate, in
Cal?
my opinion, is Judge versus Schwarber. I think those are your, as you say, Shohei Ohtani's the best player in baseball right now, right? Well, I think those two, Kyle Schwarber and Aaron Judge, are your best purebred home run hitter, power hitter, however you wanna twirl that all together. I think they're the superstars right now. And
Right,
that's why remember I said like that's why I feel like it's kind of more Kyle Schwarber's team right now than it is Bryce Harper.
right.
Bryce might be the leader in the locker room, and that might be his team, and that's. But when you look at it through the lens of how sports media look at it, how baseball fans look at it, how even all right, we got the Schwarber bomb, right? We don't got
Right,
nothing like that for Bryce. You know, Bright, Schwarber's got the deal with Wawa Hoagies.
right,
Bryce don't got no deal with Wawa. Bryce got other endorsement deals
right,
of all other kinds.
right,
He is a superstar and he is one of the stars of Major League Baseball. But I still think it still makes that Kyle's team. But that's kind of getting a little bit off of it a bit. But it's listen. He is, in my opinion, the best home run hitter, power hitter that we have in baseball. I may be a little biased because I'm here in Philadelphia. Like I said, Aaron Judge can also wallop the ever living hell out of a baseball too. I'm not going to be completely blind to that fact, but I think it's a 2-horse race. Shohei Ohtani deserves to be mentioned with it, but he isn't. He doesn't because. Again, it's back to where I feel is like the Juan Soto thing. He's a better overall hitter. He's
right,
not just his thing is getting on base more than it is going deep. He can
right.
take you deep. He can bury you deep. He can hit you with a 471-foot home run and just not blink an eye at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
But
could.
I still think like overall power hitters. I think it's them too, and I think Kyle Schwaber takes it, not by much, but I think he takes the edge over Aaron Judge. That's just my personal opinion. I know you have your takes on it, but you were talking about.
Well, no, I mean,
you were talking
my
about
end verdict might agree with you.
I had it right. Numbers wise, Jonathan Taylor over the last 5 seasons has slightly more yards than Saquon Barkley, which would.
Well, so does Derrick Henry, according to that stat too.
Yeah, but we're talking about Derrick Henry, man. Listen, if he stays healthy and plays 5 more years, we could very well be talking about the new Russian leader king. You realize that, right?
Well, his nickname is King Henry.
I know, and for a reason. He's been dominant on every level. But that I wanted to show you that just because he's what I think it was a little bit more than 400 yards more than Saquon over the last 5 seasons. Let's also remember there's injuries missed by both of those players during that time. So
yeah. Wouldn't it be something,
though? That's why there's that big gap between them and Derek, if you ask me.
Right. Remember how Saquon was supposed to have like another back? Remember on the offseason he wanted to have another back-to-back, 2,000-yard seasons. No running back ever did it before. Blah blah blah. I know he had like kind of a down year for his standards, but like, wouldn't it be something if they actually if he had a 2024-ish season and he had like?
I think I hope they both run it back and have great seasons and make a push to be MVPs of their respective teams. I'm so over the quarterback is the end all be all MVP. I really am.
I hate that, man. Yeah, how many years in a row is the quarterback?
I came from an era where I saw a freaking place kicker, win the MVP of the National Football League. You're telling me that a wide receiver doesn't have an impact on that team? That's nonsense. You're telling me that a running back doesn't? Hell, you're telling me an offensive lineman doesn't deserve? They had to create an award for the offensive lineman because they weren't getting any love. And let's face it, we've seen it here in Philadelphia. You need the lineman. You need your lineman.
Yes.
Your quarterback won't stay upright. Your running back ain't gonna stay upright. You need to have the best men in the world. Your USA stamped beef right up front, blocking for your guy, protecting your $100 million, $200 million, maybe be $500 million quarterback at some point in time. But you need your offensive lineman. So, I mean, we come from a time where it's just the quarterbacks. No. There's been times where I felt that defensive player of the year was the league MVP that season, but we don't see that anymore because it's such a quarterback-centric driven league, and it drives me nuts at times.
Well, that year the Cooper Cup won
that both Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, and Brian Dawkins deserved to be MVP of the league because they had that much effect on their team and on the league themselves.
I agree.
So I can name a lot of guys that you can say that we experienced it. We Quinyon Mitchell should have been the rookie of the year here a few years ago, right? But because he didn't have the interceptions and things of that nature, that he didn't get the vote, so it wound up going to Jared Verse. But I mean, he didn't allow a touchdown, I think, until it was like the garbage time of the last game of the season. Right. And like the laundry list of guys he held under 100 yards receiving his rookie year, it was incredible. So you can't tell me that you don't have a flawed system because you've seen it for other ones. So, or at least how it's voted for, in my opinion. But I hope we do see a rage back with the running backs,
Yeah, man, and it's funny we're talking about all this stuff. That year the Rams won the Super Bowl. I think Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown in receiving. He had an argument to be the MVP of the league that year, and
that's what I'm talking about. Like when you see stuff like that, and then you have I think you should have another special award for quarterbacks for whatever. Find something.
Yeah, and listen, I think we both agree the MVP could absolutely be a quarterback.
It's just Tom Brady award for me for all I care.
Yeah,
but please, let's make a fair real MVP. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be a player. You can have a coach or something that make a difference.
Yeah. I think, like, as sports fans, I think we all kind of agree for all leagues in general. The MVP, like, when you look back on history, like, the MVP is for a season, right? You're that so it really, it, I agree, it should be a regular season award, unfortunately, but, like, it really should be like the best person for that year for your team, like the MVP. So it's like when you think of Derrick Rose, that Derrick Rose team. I know they didn't win the championship, but that was like an amazing year for Chicago, the Bulls, and Derrick Rose and all that. So like the 2011 MVP, like it's just you think of those distinct years, and it's like we're kind of getting away from that in the NFL.
Yeah, we definitely have I mean, no offense to Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes or any of these guys. It's just it's become too quarterback centric. Hopefully, that's something we see change over the coming years. But another one, I got another one of these impossible questions for you, Justin, Mr. Fiorillio. So we're gonna twist twist you up a little bit, right? You can only offer one of these players a lifetime contract to stay with them throughout the rest of their career. Jalen Hurts, Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, or Jalen Carter. Who are you going to pick?
You're going to get me in
trouble.
Why
are you going to pick it? Why do you think they deserve a lifetime contract over the other two? Not just that, you have to give me your reason behind it.
All right, well, I'll make it pretty simple. I listen. I'll give you this much. I'll start with this. It's a very, very tough question. Very tough.
It is because those are three very vital pieces to our sustained success over the next 5 to 10 years.
Right. I agree, but I have to put the hand on the big red button. I'm pulling the trigger. I have to give it to Jalen Hurts. And I give it to Jalen Hurts. I give it to Jalen Hurts because, listen, I know you have your WIP, little poking fun at it, that don't believe that this will be the case, but I do presume and think that Jalen Hurts will be our franchise quarterback still for years to come. And he's won a Super Bowl, and he's a winner, and he's the leader, and all the great positive cliches and all that stuff, and he's the quarterback. And I think at the end of the day, if you're a business person, you got to go. I know you have to consider best player, and then you obviously have the argument with Carter and all that coming into play, and of course Smitty with the importance of a number one receiver and all that, but it's quarterback, and you got to go with security for your team. So I'll go Jalen Hurts.
I understand Jalen Hurts, especially because there's so many intangible things on why I think he works here.
Right.
Better than most, and we'll get into some more Jalen stuff in a little bit, or in a few minutes, because obviously we're not going to be on here too much more longer.
Right. Right. And I tell you this much: if we didn't win the Super Bowl, honestly, it might actually be a little different. Like, I feel like not that we're
here's the thing,
on.
but a lot of things would have been different last season if the offensive line was healthy, if AJ Brown's head was remotely involved into football last season. Because me and you talked about this several times. I told you a lot of times I felt there was balls that I felt AJ just wasn't on the same page. He wasn't tuned in. He gave up on plays, and I thought that just maybe there was a miscommunication. And there was more than a handful of games of that. Not the playoff game,
right?
Or anything like that, or one of the games down the stretch. It was just he just was not there.
Well, that's a good point because how many times no one really brings up we always talk about that, but I guess he wouldn't really. You never really know, right? Was he actually going out there on a football field professionally and trying to sabotage?
He was doing anything purposefully, willfully, but it was just he was at the point when you get sick and tired of a job and you're just there, you go through the motions. Yeah. He was checked out. He wasn't there. He didn't want to be there anymore. He was he mentally he was anywhere else but in Philadelphia. He was You know what they say, when you're in robot mode and you're at a job and just somebody could say stuff to you, it's just you're a clean slate. Well, that's what basically I feel like what we got the the last year at least with AJ.
His mind was in New England, but his body was in Philly.
Regardless if it was a new, like I said, I'm not gonna beat that drum anymore. Like,
no, I'm just saying,
I've already aired out all my grievances about AJ. Like, I wish him health and prosperity, just not against us.
Well, yeah.
Just not against us.
No.
And speaking of which, I know you're high on your boy Jihad Campbell, right? But yeah. I think people need to realize that Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is probably going to win this job and be the starter, especially with Campbell dealing with the injury bug still right now, right?
Axeman Jr.
I think he's going to start, and I think he's going to surprise people.
Not really too much of a hot take because you just, he had.
I don't think it's a hot take.
Trotter Jr. had a great season last year.
One of these guys that he's just going to be different packages call for different personnel in different situations, and I think that's when you'll see him on the field. But I think overall, unless Trotter gets hurt at some point in time, or Campbell starts beating the hell out of him in practice, that's the only way that Trotter's going to lose this job at least this season.
Right. Yeah, I think
sometimes it's hard when you got a guy that's good in front of you and you're good and you're special in your own way, but like I just think this is year 3 or 4 for him.
For Trotter?
Yeah, it was a rookie year, the year we won the Super Bowl. So I think this is year 3, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, how it is with linebackers. It takes you a few years, especially when you're coming from the college level, regardless of it being Jeremiah Trotter Jr.'s son and all that. I get it. But it just takes you a few years, and he had his own injury bug to deal with for a minute there too that got him off the field. So I just think it's his job to lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the bulk of the of that inner linebacker 2 snaps over Jihad Campbell. I think Campbell's going to get more of those edge outside the linebacker snaps.
Right.
If you ask me, that's just my opinion.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Well, I think time will tell. We'll know.
Time will tell. I got a few. I want to see if we can buzz through it right here. Now, we were talking about quarterbacks and franchise quarterbacks. Did you see what the McNabbs announced last week, brother? Donnie Mack Jr. is going to be playing for UNLV. What other?
Look at where number 5
quarterback came out of the University of Las Vegas. Oh, that's right. That's Randall Cunningham. I mean, obviously.
Wouldn't that be something?
His son's wide receiver. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Dad's throwing the ball. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. That's
so
crazy.
You got one at Norfolk State with Mike Vick, right? His first son, and Donnie Mack Jr. is going to the UNLV.
What if one day that receiver becomes so good that the Eagles draft him, and then we have Donovan McNabb on the Eagles again?
I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing because we've already gone through it now. And now we have.
Well, Jeremiah Trotter, it's like a real thing.
It wouldn't be the craziest thing that happened in Philadelphia, but I mean,
no, it literally happened. So I don't know if that's actually impossible or it could happen. Yeah.
So we're all happy for the McNabb family. Obviously, we got love for Donnie Mack here on the South Florida Tribune, at least from myself and Mr. Wingman Justin Fiorillio. But so I want to go on to this next one, and I got to ask you your initial thoughts when you saw the photos that came out for the Seattle Seahawks ring design that is kind of similar to what we did a few years ago.
Yeah. That was my first thought.
Out of shape and look, listen. we are the originators. They're always going to be somebody that copies you. And listen, what we did, that was freaking cool, right?
Yeah.
What they their design is cool too, because they implemented their stadium, which is it was a part of the Seahawk identity. And I thought it was a really, really
the 12th
cool
man they call themselves. Yeah,
whether you say they copy of it, it's an homage. We're the originators. Just as long as we don't get no spinning rim rings type of situation, we good to go. We good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, now this opens up a whole nother topic, like the evolution. Yeah, the evolution of the Super Bowl ring. Like now, like every year, like each ring is gonna have to try to outdo the last one. You know, it's like it's gonna be crazy, man.
I thought that was cool with how they implemented the stadium.
It was cool. It really was cool. I do definitely think it was a complete look, generally a copy, like in the sense of they saw the wings and they're like, we gotta do something like that. It wasn't wings, but it was like that, and
it wasn't wings, but that made sense with how that organization, that fan base is, that they identify with the stadium.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. They all have the 12s.
I'm not going to beat them up over it in any way, shape, or form. Nor should they be beat up over it. I mean, like I just said, in reality, it's an homage to us. Like freaking imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, people. Like for people to be sitting there like, oh, they need to send them things back. That's a copy of our stuff, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. So. And with the come on moments, like we get this all the time, you know, the game managers and stuff like that, right? So I have one of those ridiculous lists for you, right? So you tell me who's the worst quarterback out of this list. Now on this list is all Super Bowl winning quarterbacks: Nick Foles, Jeff Hostetler, Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, and Mark Rippon, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are all your quote unquote backup game managers.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think if honestly has to be Jeff Hostetler in my opinion.
I'll probably go Foles and Hostetler.
It's the worst, not the best, the worst.
Oh, you said pick the worst.
Yeah, the worst.
Oh,
the best.
Yeah. I'd almost have to see the list again. I forgot some of the names.
It was all the names you normally hear. Trent Dilfer.
He might be one of the worst.
Brad Johnson and Mark Rippon.
I'll go Rippon and Dilfer. The worst.
Dilfer was a former first-round pick, so I mean, it's hard for me to sit there and hang on him for that. Like, granted, like, dude, he was down there in Tampa getting his tail kicked in when they were absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Wound up Tampa Bay for a little bit, and when it goes to Baltimore, gets that amazing defense behind him, and he had an amazing running game.
Right.
You know, he had Jamal Lewis, and his tight end was Shannon Sharp. So I mean, but Jeff Hostetler, I mean, he came in for an injured Phil Simms. That was that Scott Norwood missed field goal Super Bowl.
Oh yes, that was that lives in infamy. Wide right.
Yeah, right. And it was a 1 point game.
Wow.
So it was a 1 point game. So it's one of those things.
There you go.
Mark Rippon absolutely blew the doors off of the Buffalo Bills.
Mm.
In that so it's like it's hard for me to do that. Nick Foles beat the greatest, the greatest quarterback of our.
But he also had the 27-2 season too.
But not just that. He threw 7 touchdowns in a game before. Like, stop playing with me. Like, I get it. Like he's got peaks and he's got valleys, and his valleys are vast. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there trying to make Nick Foles out to something that he's not.
Yeah.
But he's better than most of the garbage that gets thrown out there as backup quarterbacks in the NFL. And I
still don't think he realizes how much of a legend he is in Philadelphia.
I think he knows how much of a legend he is.
Nick Foles.
yeah. And we're talking about Slim Reaper right now.
Yeah.
He's number one right now, and I think there's a lot of reasons why people are sitting there saying he's not ready. He's not ready to be number one. He's not. He's too small.
Right.
All right. Let me tell you something. He gets 9.1 yards per target. That's fifth among active wide receivers. Right.
Right.
Want to know the names that are ahead of him?
Let's hear it.
Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and AJ Brown. That's it.
Oh, I'm reading it. Yeah.
So, and not just that, right?
Look at that. Yeah.
In the first 4 years of a Eagles career, he's got more catches than anybody. By the way, he hasn't played 4 years yet.
Yeah, man. I just can't wait for the season, man.
Listen,
I got to see
we're
this.
fine with Smitty. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. You need a big bruiser. You need a guy like AJ Brown, right?
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit there and try to say that we're this supremely better team with him. I think that we'll be fine without them.
Yeah.
I think that that you're going to miss some things. But I think the guys you brought in all bring in aspects that replace all of that.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the year where you may have six receivers on the roster this year.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of that.
It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts in the passing game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're going to see.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to kind of pass.
Yeah, I think we're going to run the ball, but I think the offense is going to be more like a old school West Coast offense type of thing.
Yeah.
In a way. So we'll see what Manning's going to bring, but
yeah, we'll see.
I'm looking forward to it. And everyone's telling me I need to worry about the Rams. I keep getting told that by
man, it's just like
y'all talking all this stuff. You ain't gonna beat the Rams though. You ain't gonna beat the Rams though. Oh really? We're not gonna beat. Let's look at Jalen's number against the top quarterbacks. First off, as you see for the graphic there, Matt Stafford, Golden Boy. Everyone loves him here in the NFC. Ain't beat Hurts yet.
No.
Ain't beat Hurts yet.
Look at that.
Right.
That's a lot of games, man.
Right.
Which, to be fair, probably makes the Rams really want to beat us next year.
Mahomes is the only one that has beaten him.
Yeah.
Right. Goff, Allen, Burrow, all them guys.
Well, I said this before. I think on a schedule when we talk about scheduling, like I think we're playing. We're playing the Rams again this year, and it's like we play them a lot, man. Playoffs, regular season, like we seem to be playing the Rams a lot lately.
Yeah, I think we played them almost like 3 out of the last 4 years or something like that. So
just odd, but yeah. We gotta see what's. I mean, listen. Let's all be honest. Rams are going to be a very good team in the NFC, but they're beatable. I mean, everyone's beatable.
Yeah,
it's the NFL, man. It's
listen. I'm not sitting there saying just because of the past is gonna. I'm just gonna say we got their number generally. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say that they weren't close games the last 2 times we played because it was. Like we're not gonna act like it was, but we let our foot off the gas in the playoff game to let them back in that game. Let's be honest about that. When we're talking about it, in the regular season game last year, we didn't show up until midway through the third quarter.
Right.
So, but still, Matt managed to get 2 amazing special teams plays away from preventing you from beating us on our home turf. That's resiliency, and that's championship moxie. All that nonsense you want to talk about. That's what winners do. You have bad games like that, and then you muster the troops. You put things together, and you get things back on track, and you win. So, it's one of the things why I don't think you made a bad choice when we were just talking about lifetime contracts with Jalen, because that's what he's done.
Right.
He's just a winner, and just the Jalen nonsense needs to stop too. Because look, right? We like to nitpick, like he can't do this, he can't do that, right? The other one was he's not a good deep ball thrower either, right?
Mm.
Look over the last 4 years, most deep ball touchdowns, right? Who's the top of the list? Oh, that's Jalen.
I'm still shocked Derek Carr's up there.
But that goes to show you, right? Like, come on, like.
No, that Jalen Hurts. I think a lot of people you do sometimes hear this in the media. They give him his credit.
We talked about it. I showed you the graphic a month ago. We were talking about it after they were sitting there saying, "Well, he can't throw over the middle. He does. Yeah. He only goes over the middle X amount of percentage of the time. Well, go look at his numbers when he does go over the middle. Oh, that's right. That's right. It's over. It's an over 100. I think it was over. What was it? 132.2 passer rating when he throws over the middle.
So I think
that's what champions do. They don't. He's not. You're not going to turn Jalen Hurts into Brett Favre, a gunslinger. He's never going to be a gunslinger.
Right. He's cool, calm, collected, and just trying to manage.
Protects the ball.
Right.
I want the guy that protects the ball.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where the defense is going to have your number, and you're going to have 3 and outs. You shouldn't be leading the league like we did the last handful of seasons because of how bad the offensive play design was, right?
Right.
But you have the pieces, and I think they have everything in place to potentially be a top 10, a top five offense. So
yeah,
I think they put themselves in a good position. We're always gonna get in the brunt end of the stick because we're Philadelphia, and that's just how it is. We're always gonna have that underdog mentality, and I don't care. The phrase has already been said. No one likes us, and we don't care. We don't. We don't care if you like us. We don't want to be your poster boys. We don't. No. We like the way we do things. But
it's a badge. It's a badge of honor every year when that little poll comes out and says Philadelphia's been voted the #1 most obnoxious fan base. It's like, yeah, 3 times in a row. Nah, it's all good.
Like we care.
Yeah. Most passionate fan base. Get it right.
We're the most passionate fan.
But we are. I mean, that's not
fan base. That's the other thing they don't mention.
Well, I'll say one thing. You can go to anywhere in the world. I'm pretty sure there's an Eagles flag somewhere on the moon right now. Like, the point is, like,
I've come across fans from all over the place.
Yeah, man. I've been to random places.
California, Arizona, Utah, Missouri, Tennessee, Canada, the UK, Australia. I come across Eagles fans from all over the places.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's like, look, may not have, the highest rated franchise in all of sports, but listen, this is probably the biggest growth that we've had as a franchise.
Yeah.
Since the Eagles have been in Philadelphia. So,
well, I'll tell you how you become the highest, most valued franchise in all of sports. You win the next 10 straight Super Bowls, and it'll be pretty high value.
Listen, I don't think anyone's ever going to go on that 1960s Boston Celtics run, right, where they won 9 out of 10 championships in the 60s.
That's a good question. Do you believe in the Super Bowl era to come here that a team – I know we stopped the Chiefs from doing it, but do you think a team will ever actually three-peat?
The inflating salary cap that continues to rule the NFL, I think, is going to put it in a position that it is going to be possible, but I think – what we've seen with the NBA over the last few years, you realize they've had 8 different NBA championships over the last 8 years, right?
Right.
That's parity, and that's what you want for your sport as an overall. I think.
Right. Or do you? I mean, you do, but
will always win out. People are intrigued with dynasties because it's not an easy thing to do.
Right.
And I think that you look in every sport, I think you've had teams that could have been dynasties for a bunch of reasons, and they just, some never make it. Some only win one, some win two, some win a handful of time over a 10, 15-year period of time. So it's like it all varies, and it all depends on how you look at it. Some dynasties have different iterations of it, and the New York Yankees are a model for it.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean,
let me pose a hypothetical to you. If the Eagles went on like a 15-year losing mediocre streak of play, yeah. But if they did that right now, would you look back and say like the Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman era was a dynasty because each respective Super Bowl team didn't win?
To us, they will be. They will be.
Right, but it wasn't like a true dynasty in the sense of like the Patriots won them like 2 out of 3 in a row and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it's like,
yeah. But also, like, just a lot of things happen. Like, we were our first, like, the first iteration with Andy Reid. They just some of the draft picks didn't pan out the way they would wanted it to. Free agency was kind of really kind of hurt them and helped them at times.
Yeah.
And then, the TO situation blow up in your face. Then, you waste the prime / twilight years of Donovan McNabb's careers multiple times. The fact that we hear now, years later, that the year that they lost the 09 championship game to the Cardinals, that they could have traded for Larry Fitzgerald at the trade deadline, it burns me to no end. Because first off, let's remember, not only did you lose to the Arizona Cardinals, who wanted to play you would have had a Pennsylvania a Super Bowl in Arizona that year, right?
Yeah, you would have. Yeah,
but then the Cardinals go on and go beat you after you completely trounced them here in Philadelphia on the Thanksgiving game. It was a night game. It was a Thanksgiving night game.
Yeah.
So, like, there was multiple times that those Eagle teams should have been better than they were, and they weren't for whatever reason, for injuries, for this player not developing the way they should, drafting a bad, making mistakes along the lines there. But then even 17 comes together. 17 should have noticed. 17 was one of those Cinderella type of seasons where you go from worst to first.
Yeah, I mean, it was nobody going into that season thought like the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl. That's the one thing all Eagle fans will tell you is nobody went into that season. Even Carson Wentz's season wasn't like nobody expected him to have that season before he got hurt. I mean, so it just was a magical ride. It was a magical season. But listen, we all know the same story, song and dance. But yeah, it was crazy. It was great.
So then you have like a 3-4 year span, bunch of paid contracts, guys retiring, guys getting injured, free agents not panning out, and then you draft Jalen in 2020.
Yeah. It got ugly that little bit at the end with the Wentz and the Peterson era. Remember, it was kind of like ugly at one point. It was like, but at the same token, he had like that one year where like Wentz played pretty well. Remember in like 2019 and like brought them to the playoffs, and then he got hurt by Clowney in the first round. And
well, he was playing like crap though before that. Let's
yeah. Oh my God, so many turnovers and stuff. Yeah.
And that's when the wheels started coming off. He started seeing ghosts.
Yeah, it was bad. He would like just with that freaking elbow all pointed out and stuff back in the pocket. He would just freeze there.
He'd make bad throws and bad decisions, and it cost them.
A lot of bad throws and bad decisions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Last thoughts before we wrap it up, brother.
Let's hear it.
I mean, for you, what you got? What you
got?
What you got going on, brother?
Oh yeah, hey, what's going on, everyone?
What you been doing over the last 2 weeks?
My gosh!
What have you seen? What do you want to impart upon the people before we wrap this one up, brother? The time is
Well,
yours.
I had a chance to meet Makai Lemon on Saturday, and our new rookie, and hang out with him for a little bit. He went with a Walla267 influencer. They went to the ODAP Youth Football Camp, and I got a chance to be there, do some media, and super chill, super nice guy, super personable. He's definitely like a West Coast guy that is out here, but he loves Philly. Man, they gave him like a king's welcome. It was crazy. Super chill though. I asked him. One of my videos I posted was I asked him if he had a Philly. I'm in this media scrum. I get to ask Makai Levin any question I want, and I said, "Have you had a Philly cheesesteak yet?" And he's like, "No, I haven't." And I said, "Skinny Joey's and Angelo's good recommendations," but that was my one question I asked him. But he was cool, dude, and I wish him the best. And I think he's going to be a really. We need him to be a really good receiver for us, and had a chance to see him, work with him a little bit, was cool, man. So that was Makai Lemon. This weekend, Dynasty Sports, I'll be with Quinyon Mitchell. So Quinyon Mitchell will be the
You
athlete
gonna
this
come by
week.
my house and pick up my rookie card and get it signed for me too?
I think we'll have to be in conversations about that, Steve. That sounds pretty cool. If I can do that, make that happen, I'll definitely make that
I
happen.
got
So
two. Let me get one signed for yourself too.
yeah. You know, it's funny when I go to these things, if they offer or if the situation pertains, I'll definitely like take it up. But I'm always like a picture over autograph guy myself. But that's just me. Like if they gave me an ultimatum, but
See, I stopped. I remember when like, dude, the pictures were only like $20-$40. Now, like I'm watching some of these things. Sometimes, like you look at some of the athletes, and
right.
the pictures are worth more than the autograph. I'm like, huh?
I know. So
Wait,
I'll give you this though.
how's his autograph $70, but his picture's $80?
Right, dude. It
Make
was
that make sense. Wait, no. The pictures with my phone, you're not printing out a photo? What are we talking about here?
yeah. Well, I also was at the Jalen Carter, Allen Iverson thing over the weekend
Yeah,
too.
I wish I had money for that because I got both an AI jersey and a Jalen Carter jersey.
Well,
But was also Jason Peters was also there too.
yes, I missed him though because I couldn't get there until we left the Lemon event, and when I got there, Peters already actually left. Not that I'm complaining. I was really blessed and humbled to be able to do the media for this. I mean, that was great because as we were just talking about, that apparently was going for $180 for a Carter photo op.
See what I mean? Yo, and we were already talking about this over the summer, and like, dude, my son met Jalen before the year before the first Super Bowl run.
Yeah, it didn't cost
He
you
got his
100.
autograph for like on a jersey. It was like $150. I didn't think it was that paid.
No. I mean, but
That same item to go get signed is it's about $400 right now.
well,
And just to let you know how crazy that is, right? You were just talking about Carter's just a photo op, right?
yeah,
AI, Hall of Famer, all that, right? You'd be like, oh, that's like almost $1,000, right? No,
right.
it's about $200 to get a signed jersey from Allen Iverson or a large print item or something like that.
Right.
So like that's one of the things like they have to really think about some of this stuff because you don't want to price fans out of it. I get it, collectors are they've ruined it for everyone if you really ask me, but you can't blame all of that on it. Like,
No, there's good guys in the industry.
You have to pay these people for their time, dude. Like we get it. Like, we're the fans and they're being paid for it, but sometimes it really ain't worth, sitting there, stiffed in a seat for 2 hours, having to sign all photos, helmets, jerseys, this thing, that thing. And then they got to do you. They got to meet the fans. And then some of the fans are goofy and weird.
Dude, I'm telling you,
not all of them are cool like me and Justin, right?
no, dude, I've witnessed it firsthand way too many times. It's like, it's not something that you like. Oh, I want to be doing. I want to be meeting people and signing autographs. Like,
right.
I don't think you do. Like in the sense of like, yes, you do. Like, you appreciate your fans, but like, it's my point I'm trying to make is like, it's not what you think it is. It's like you just got to be your best self every other second with a random fan who for you it's just another person coming up, but like for them it's like this is like their moment. Yeah,
Moment.
their moment. Their moment. So they're gonna tell you everything. we're running out of time. I don't want to go off, but we get the point. But hey, that's what I got coming up. Blessed to do what I did this weekend, and stay tuned
Hopefully,
for.
we'll get you doing something extra tomorrow night. We'll see.
And hey, yeah, stay tuned because what's going on? What's going on tomorrow night, Steven, and also with you coming up?
Yeah, man, you got BKFC's open workout. They're gonna do a little meet and greet with some of the fighters. Some of the champions will be there, so should be interesting
Nice.
there at Stateside Live from from 5 to 7 tomorrow.
Hell yeah, be there, be square. I guess
get some food, meet some fighters. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit up Fighter because of this. I probably think it's the last few days they'll be able to sell physical tickets. But support your local athletes, support your local combat sports promotion. Other than that, we will see you guys next week, my friends.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.
Nice. What a show.